Hey guys, Laura here with STP. As a perfect scorer on the SAT math portions, I'm here to give you 9 practical tips that I use myself to score perfect on this test. So if you want to achieve ultimate greatness in the math, stick around to the end of this video. Now just curious, what's your reason for wanting a perfect score in the math sections? Please comment below and let me know. All right, if you have some work to do and you are striving to get that perfect score, I want to let you know that we are offering our digital SAT math workbook for free right now if you subscribe to our email list. So I will put a link up here right now. Head to our website, subscribe, and you can get that today. All right, guys, tip number 1 is you have no margin for error. So I don't want you to think, oh, I can get one wrong or a couple wrong and I'll still get a perfect score. That is not the case. On the paper SAT, that was a reality a lot of the times where you could miss one, but there was more questions then, so you had more room to make like a mistake or two. But on this new test, you only have 44 questions. So to get a perfect score, you have to be perfect. You can't get any wrong. All right, tip number 2, you need to be able to bank enough extra time to go back to every single question and redo it again. Because the thing that's gonna keep you from getting a perfect score are careless mistakes. You can know every single concept front and back and be a rock star in the math, but I'm telling you guys, it is so easy to do something silly like misread the question or forget to distribute a negative. So how are you going to bank extra time? Well, there's really a couple things that will help you with that. The first is knowing your times tables and being able to do mental math quickly. The second thing is leveraging the Desmos calculator, which I will talk about more a little bit later. I'm even going to add in a third thing. If you do enough SAT problems, you'll be able to know exactly what to do and how to get started quickly. So for instance, if you recognize the keywords real solutions, then you know you probably need to use the discriminant. All right, my third tip for you is to know everything statistics. Probability and statistics is one of those areas of the math that's wicked easy and you can get lots of points in, but you have to brush up on the concepts. Like hands down, that is the area that my students forget the most. And usually when I have a high flyer coming to me, that's the one where they're missing bars in. So make sure you know everything statistics, know how to calculate margin of error, know mean, median, mode, and range, know all that stuff. We have a whole unit devoted to statistics and everything you need to know for the SAT in our math workbook. So just a reminder, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to our email list and you can get that now. I'll link it again right here. All right, if you're finding these tips helpful so far and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. I come out with very useful content to help you master the SATs like a ninja. And it's free, so why don't you just hit the button already? Okay, tip number 4 is to go on Reddit threads and find out what was on the March SAT. If you can find out what was on the March SAT, chances are a lot of the same concepts are gonna show up on your test as well. So a lot of students are really amazing. They will remember literally questions down to the detail. And although you're not supposed to talk about the questions for an unreleased, secure test, they're anonymous, so they get away with it. So I would definitely check out Reddit threads and make sure you know the concepts that were discussed. All right, tip number 5 is to brush up on unit circle. So do you remember the acronym all students take calculus? So quadrant 1, they're all positive. Quadrant 2, sign is positive. Make sure you know that. And Intel has told me that unit circle was on this March test. Here's the thing though. You don't necessarily need to memorize like radical 3/2 is sine and with this specific degree, because you can use special right triangles instead. I hate memorizing anything math. Okay, so just to reiterate, historically, whatever shows up on March will probably show up on May and June. August is a new school year, so August 2024, College Board will roll in some new concepts. But if unit circle was on the March SAT, there's a very good chance it will be on May and or June. All right, tip number 6 is to leverage the Desmos calculator, especially on the last 5 or 6 problems because they get really, really crazy. So I have a few videos on YouTube about using the Desmos calculator, but if I were you, I wouldn't stop there. We have an extensive Desmos module in our self-paced math course. So I would definitely sign up for the course so you can become a Desmos master and find out all the different ways you can use Desmos So I'm gonna link up here to our course right now. And if you put in the promo 50 off at checkout, you'll get $50 off the course since you're a loyal YouTube viewer. Tip number 7, you want to find the balance between using the Desmos calculator and your TI-84. There's gonna be some times where using your TI-84 or whatever graphing calculator you've brought with you is just better and more efficient than using Desmos. For instance, if you have to do simple computations like -39 times 5, just put that in your handheld calculator. It will take you way less time than typing it into Desmos. Tip number 8, you want to get your hands on every single math problem that is available to you that's official. So they just released practice tests 5 and 6 as of the filming of this video. Make sure you do those new practice tests and Bluebook exams. Make sure you also practice every single math question that is available to you in College Board's question bank. The more questions you can see, the better off you're going to be, because College Board likes to test the same types of concepts over and over. They just throw a curveball or like change the angle with which they ask the question. So the more variations you can see of a particular question, the more ready you will be for any curveballs they throw at you on the real test. For example, they love testing complementary angles rule. And I literally think that I've seen 20 different ways they have tested that. And sometimes it just comes at different angles. So that's something else you'll see if you get our math workbook. All right, tip number 9, you want to save the geometry questions for last. The geometry questions usually take longer and they involve thinking outside the box. So for time management purposes, just skip any difficult looking geometry problems and save them till the end. Make sure if they don't provide you with a picture, you draw a diagram that you can work off of as well. All right, guys, and I have one more bonus tip for you. So tip number 10, if you get stuck, do not panic. This is part of the process. Everybody gets stuck. I'm an SAT coach with a perfect score, and even I will get stuck on problems. It's how you handle it that's important. So just flag the question to come back to and walk away with confidence, knowing that when you go back to it later, you will figure it out. All right, guys, if you found these tips helpful, please show me some love. Hit the like button below. I am so grateful that you watched this video today, and I hope you got a lot out of it. Until next time, everybody, happy prepping.